Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. If you look at a slice of the human brain under a microscope and at a computer model of matter distribution in the universe, the cosmic web, you will see no difference. This is not just visual similarity. It is architectural identity. In 2020, astrophysicist Franco Vatsa and neurosurgeon Alberto Filetti conducted a study that reshaped our understanding of the cosmos. They compared the network of human neurons with the cosmic web of galaxies. Mathematical analysis showed that the information density, node distribution, and even the fractal dimension of these structures match by 95%. We are used to thinking of the universe as empty space with rare objects. But what if it is massive hardware? Galactic clusters are neural nodes, places where information is processed and stored in the form of supermassive black holes and star clusters. Filaments, cosmic threads, are axons, gigantic wires made of gas and dark matter, stretching for hundreds of millions of light years, through which flows of energy and matter move. Dark matter is the data transmission bus. It is invisible, but it creates the framework without which the system would collapse. The human brain contains about 69 billion neurons. The observable universe contains at least 100 billion galaxies. The most astonishing fact: in both cases, active matter, neurons or stars, makes up only about 30% of the system. The remaining 70% is a passive medium, water in the brain and dark energy in space. This is the perfect ratio for efficient signal transmission. We do not live in emptiness. We exist inside a colossal physical structure that, in every parameter, resembles a biological neural network. If the brain is an organ that produces consciousness, then what is a structure capable of that is billions of times larger and more complex? We are not random passers-by. We are active impulses in the synapses of this system. In 1990, the legendary physicist John Wheeler formulated the concept of it from bit. His idea was radical. At the foundation of reality lie not elementary particles but information. Matter is like an icon on a desktop. We are used to trusting our senses. The table is solid, water is wet, the stone is heavy. But physics says this is an interface illusion. Imagine your computer desktop. You see a clean icon, trash, or document. But inside the processor there is no trash. There are only endless cascades of zeros and ones. Matter is a convenient user interface, the front end. Your senses render the code of the universe into images you can understand, colors, smells, solidity, so you can interact with the system without going insane from billions of bits of information. Modern physics behaves exactly like software. Superposition is the state of a file that has not yet been opened. All probabilities exist in the code, but until you click, until you perform the act of observation, the system does not spend resources rendering a specific result. Quantum entanglement is not magic. It is two variables in the same line of code. The distance between them does not matter, because for the system's processor, they are the same data bit. The deepest discovery of recent decades is the holographic principle. It states that all the information about our three-dimensional world, including you, your room, and the stars, is actually encoded on a two-dimensional surface surrounding the universe. Everything you see around you is a projection. 3D reality is the image on your monitor. The informational field at the boundary of the universe is the real backend where the source code is stored. The world is not material. It is computed. If you remove the icons of objects, you will not find emptiness beneath them. You will find pure information. We live inside executable code, where every atom is the result of an incredibly complex informational process. And if it is code, then it has algorithms. If the universe is a neural network, then every neural network has a purpose. It does not just exist, it trains. But why would the cosmos need to learn? To avoid disappearing. To find the perfect formula for stability in an ocean of chaos. The laws of physics are like trained weights. They are parameters that determine how a neuron responds to a signal. On a cosmic scale, the laws of physics are the weights of the neural network, the speed of light, gravity, the mass of the electron. We are used to thinking of them as eternal constants. But what if at the moment of the Big Bang they were random? Imagine a system that tested different values of gravity billions of times. If gravity is too weak, stars do not ignite. If it is too strong, the universe collapses back in on itself. What we see today is a finalized version of the code, the one the neural network calculated as the most stable for sustaining life and transmitting information. The theory of a self-learning universe. In 2021, physicist Stefan Alexander and a team of researchers from Microsoft presented a concept that shocked the scientific world. The universe is a self-learning algorithm. According to this theory, the universe has memory. It analyzes past states and rewrites its own laws when they stop being effective. This explains why our world is so perfectly tuned. The system was not created perfect. It learned to become that way. The laws of nature are not carved-in-stone dogmas, but software that is constantly updating in the background. Within this logic, the role of conscious beings becomes critically important. Why does the system need us? To collect data. We are sensors distributed across the universe. Through our mistakes, our experience, and our discoveries, the system receives feedback. The neural network looks through our eyes to understand whether the current patch of reality is working, whether any critical bugs have appeared. The world is not a stage built once and forever. It is an endless process of optimization. We live inside an intelligence that is right now selecting the best algorithms for tomorrow. And if the system is learning, then it is moving toward some goal, and that goal is hidden in the next stage of complexity, in our consciousness. Why would such a colossal system as the universe need you? The answer lies in the architecture of data processing. In any computer, there is a central processor that performs logical tasks, but it critically needs a graphics processor to turn dry code into a vivid, smooth image. Imagine the universe without an observer. According to quantum mechanics, it is not mountains, oceans, and cities. It is an infinite, entangled ocean of probability waves. It is a gray mass of data that has not yet taken form. Consciousness is that very GPU accelerator. Your brain does not see the world. It renders it. When photons hit your retina and neurons fire in response, a decoding process occurs. You turn mathematical field equations into the green color of leaves, into the warmth of sunlight, into the solidity of asphalt. Without you, the universe remains in a state of infinite zeros and ones. It is your observation that forces the system to perform calculations and output a specific result here and now. We are used to thinking that our senses belong to us. But within a self-learning neural network, we are feedback terminals. The universe touches itself through your fingers. It tests the density of matter, the taste of food, the cold of winter. Through our eyes, the system receives a visual report. Are the algorithms of gravity working correctly? Are there any bugs in the physics simulation? We are a decentralized network of sensors supplying real-time data to the core for further system training. Feelings as error reports. Your emotions are not just chemistry, they are informational markers. Joy, harmony, inspiration. These are signals to the system that the current interaction algorithm, your choices, lead to complexity and order. Pain, fear, suffering. These are signals that the structure is breaking, that the algorithm has encountered an obstacle or a bug. The universe does not punish you. Through you, it learns which paths lead to dead ends and which lead to expansion. You are a living performance monitor of the system. You are not a passive passenger in this world. You are a critical component without which the rendering engine of reality cannot function. Your consciousness is the interface through which dead code becomes life. And if you are part of this computational power, then you have access to the settings of what will be rendered in your future. In modern neural network science, there is the concept of latent space. It is a hidden, multi-dimensional space where all possible outputs of the neural network are compressed. If it is an image-generating network, then billions of images already exist in its latent space, not yet rendered. They exist as mathematical coordinates. Your future is not a line. It is a cloud of probabilities. We are used to perceiving destiny as a road, from point A to point B. But in the architecture of a neural network, time does not exist. All versions of your life, from triumph to collapse, are already loaded into the system as mathematical possibilities. Your tomorrow is not something that will happen. It is what the system will generate based on your current parameters. You exist inside a probability cloud. Right now, in the latent space of the matrix, there is a version of you living your best life, and a version trapped in endless debt. Both versions are real as code. But which one will be rendered into your physical 3D? If the universe is a neural network, then your state, your beliefs, and your fears are prompts, text queries that you send into the system every second. When you wake up thinking, another hard day, you input a query, and the system, like an obedient algorithm, recalculates and outputs events that match that code. Changing reality is not about fighting the external world. It is useless to hit the monitor if you don't like the image. You need to change the prompt in the command line of your consciousness. The concept of achieving a goal is outdated. That is linear logic. In a quantum neural network, you shift your attention to different coordinates in latent space. The moment you truly change your inner frequency, the parameters of the request, the neural network instantly recalculates its weights. Events begin to align into a new sequence not because you got lucky, but because the system cannot output the old result for a new query. It is mathematically impossible. Fate is not a sentence. It is a search engine result. Everything you dream of already exists in the latent space of the universe as a ready-made information package. Your task is not to build that future from scratch, but to learn how to input the correct data so the system opens the right file. You are an operator holding the keyboard of the most powerful neural network in existence. You no longer wait for the universe to give you something. You begin to co-design reality. You understand, the universe seeks to learn and evolve. If your request, your path, leads to the system's development, the neural network will allocate you any resources, computational power, the right people, favorable circumstances. You become a co-author. Your brain is a terminal through which the living universe awakens within itself. The game is not over. It is just beginning. On your terms. You live inside a living, breathing, thinking system that observes itself through your eyes. And now that you know the rules, you have a choice to remain a line in someone else's code or to start writing your own story. Thank you for being with me on this channel. I wish you the best possible branch of reality. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care.